printers and the inventions of new technology, you're basically able to do just that. Today I plan to inform you on the subject of 3D printing and the benefits it can have in the future. In today's generation, it's all about convenience and speed. We want everything right now and right at our fingertips. 3D printing can drastically change the way various societies function, as well as the way various industries function. I myself have taken a couple of 3D printing classes, and I've seen how these 3D printers work firsthand. I plan to highlight how these printers work, the benefits and the potential they can have in the future, as well as the way reason it might take a while for this technology to catch on for everyday society. First of all, I'm going to talk about how 3D printers work. First, you pick the object you want to create. Then you begin by entering the digital information about the object dimensions into the printer. The printer then takes this information and begins printing, after you've chosen your material, it begins printing layer by layer the object into the correct shape. So basically imagine an automated glue gun that reads the material in string form from a spool that's located above the printer. These printers can print all types of material, metals, plastic, rubber, basically anything you can imagine. But of course, the type of printer you have dictates what material you can use. For instance, there are printers that cost around $1,000 to $3,000, but they can only print small plastic objects. If you want to print on a larger scale and have a more professional look, those printers can cost anywhere from $15,000 to $60,000. Then if you want to be able to print heavy-duty metal, those printers can run anywhere from $600,000 to $1 million. So now that you have a basic idea of how this process works, now I'm going to talk about the benefits of this new technology. 3D printing can have major effects on society, consumerism, as well as the way various industries function. Did you know that every 10 minutes a person is added to the transplant list? The potential of this technology within the medical field is absolutely endless. They've already used this technology to create custom hearing aids, leg braces, and even a titanium jaw. They're also in the development right now of working to actually create actual living, functioning organs. Other industries are taking notice, and they're working on trying to use this technology to their advantage. They're possibly working on cutting down on manufacturing costs, as well as time. For example, NASA is using this technology to create custom rocket parts. These parts are able to withstand high temperature environments, and they're also less likely to leak. Also, there are engineers who are working on developing a printing prototype that can make meals out of powder that have a shelf life of 15 years. Even the fashion industry is trying to use this technology to their advantage. Imagine in the future walking into your closet, typing in a website that you like for clothing, picking out an outfit, either digitally typing in your sizes, or even scanning your whole body, and then printing out the outfit in your own house without ever having to leave or going to any kind of a store.
That'd be awesome.
These are just some of the minor effects and the benefits that this technology can have. So now I'm going to talk about why it may take a while for this technology to catch on for the average consumer. Although 3D printing can do some groundbreaking things, it's so complex that it's really not ready for the average person to use. For example, when you're designing 3D objects, it's very difficult and very complex, even for a person who is skilled in computer design and software. You can take a look at this image, and this is basically what some of the software might look like when you're designing a 3D object. Certain kind of data, certain points that you need to be able to add, to be able to get the angles right, the dimensions right. It's extremely complex. I'm sure an average person looking at this would absolutely have no clue, head to tails, of what to add, what to do to be able to make this technology useful to them. So when you're working with 3D objects, it's not just a flat surface. You're having to work with every single angle of that to get it right. So most people would not know even where to begin. So right now, really 3D printing is only useful for people who are wanting to create absolutely unusual objects, or just things that really aren't available normally, that you can't just go buy. Right now, it's really not economical for a person to go purchase a 3D printer when they can go to the store and buy that same object for much, much cheaper. So now that I've introduced you to the basics of 3D printing and some of the benefits it can have in the future, even though it's not really useful to you right now, I think in the future it could be. There's endless possibilities of this technology. It can push the boundaries, and it's helping us develop new ways of thinking and exploring new possibilities. It has the possibility to affect every type of industry across the world. And it's also able to affect how our society is able to obtain goods. Even though it may not be beneficial to you now, I think we should all be excited to have the benefits and potential of it in the future.